Hi and welcome back. For today's class, we're going to work on activating the hamstrings, the glute, and the outer hip. We're going to feel how these muscles can help to support us throughout each of the poses. We're also going to feel how they can help to control back bending, and how if you're having compression in your lower back, it's often coming from a lack of ability to turn on these muscles. Now, this isn't the first time that we've done a class focusing on this, but it's a new focus. I've never taught it in this way, so I'd like you to pay close attention and try your best to learn these actions before we go into the hip mobility class that comes after in the series. Let's get started. All right, so we'll get started. Lie down onto your back. And the important part that I want you to feel for this is that we're just going to find neutral with our spine, because we spend so much time hunched over, doing weird things, lean right or left, sitting on one buttock more than the other. It's going to be important to take time at the beginning of the practice just to make sure we can relax and feel neutral, feel what neutral is. So to do that, I want you to take soles of the feet together, knees wide apart. Just let your hands rest at your side. So with your legs in this position, you should feel that your pelvis sets into neutral, and you should feel that you can feel your lower back curve. That feels nice. Notice you have a neck curve, how it curves away from the floor, and just notice how where you feel the contact of the upper back, middle upper back into the mat. Then bring your knees together, and we're going to bring the feet onto the elevated surface from here. So I'm just gonna, I should show you this before, my bad. I just have the blocks right here, and they're close enough so I could do a bridge onto them. So let's find the neutral pelvis again. My bad for not setting that up at the beginning, just in front. And then I want you to bring your hands to the sides of your rib cage, and as you exhale, feel the sides of your rib cage hug in and down. Visualize like a basket closing in and down towards your pelvis. But you aren't diminishing your lower back curve at all. As you breathe in, breathe into your back ribs. And as you exhale, hug the side ribs in and down again, still keeping your lower back and your neck curves. You're not crunching them at all. Then arms at your side, let your shoulder heads descend, but keeping the sides of the ribs hugged in, so you're actually getting an opening in your side chest. Then press into your blocks, and I want you to just feel the hamstring muscles engage, like you're trying to pull them towards you. So as you feel the hamstrings engage, now turn on the glutes as well, and then pretend like you're trying to curl the blocks towards you as you start to slide your buttock up towards the ceiling. I'm not interested in how high up your buttock goes, more that you keep that feeling of you're curling the blocks in towards you. Hugging the side ribs in and down. As you hold at the top, take a breath in. And then as you exhale, slowly with control, lower yourself back down. You should be like squeezing these hamstrings so where they almost could feel like they could cramp. And then as you squeeze, start to lift up, curl the blocks towards you, make the mind muscle connection. It's not just about lifting up, but actually feeling the hamstrings engaging on both legs. And then slowly lower down on the inhale this time. As you exhale, curl the hamstrings, squeeze the heels towards you as you start to lift up. And as you inhale, slowly lower down, just 40 more to go. Exhale, staying aware of your core, the rib cage action, the neck and the lower back keep their length. And slowly lower, last two. Exhale to come up. Inhale to lower. Last one. Exhale to come up. And inhale to lower. Good job. Find your neutral again, and now let's work the front. So bring your legs up into tabletop position, maintaining your neutral, hugging the ribs in. Bring your left hand to your right knee and take your right arm up. Now push your hand into your knee, squeeze your knee into your hand. Brace in your middle, so feel all this turn on in the front, and then slowly lower your arm and your knee away from each other until your left heel taps the block, and then come back up. Exhale to slowly lower, maintaining your neck and lower back curves. And inhale to come back up. Now, if you want to make it more challenging, you're going to slide the left heel out at the level of the block as you exhale. And push it straight, and then come back up. One more. Keep squeezing the hand and the knee into each other. And back up. Change sides. Press the hand into the knee. Slowly lower the heel as you take the arm back to just the basic version, keeping the front braced. And slowly lower as you exhale. Back up. If you want to try the advanced version, pushing the heel out, keeping the front brace. Back up. Last one. Come back up. Then just hug your right knee into your chest as you stretch your left leg out along the ground. As you hold the knee in, at first I want you to resist the hands, so push with the shin into the hands like you're trying to reach the shin away from you. And then let the shin come in towards your armpit, keeping your spine long. Release that, change legs, hug your left shin in. Stretch your right leg out along the ground. And first now I want you to push the shin into your hands, resist it away from you. And then relax it, let it go back in towards your armpit. Bring both knees into your chest, roll yourself up to seated, and then come onto your hands and your knees. Place your hands right underneath your shoulders, knees under your hips. And as you inhale, tip your sit bones up and start to wheel your spine into extension, rolling up the spine one vertebra at a time. And as you exhale, tuck the buttocks and round through your spine into flexion, rolling up one vertebra at a time. Again, starting from the low spine into extension. And from the hips into flexion. Now start from your head and your neck, go into extension. Work your way down the spine. And then from your head and your neck, go into flexion. Inhale into neutral. Press down into your hands. Turn on your belly and lift your knees up just an inch. So now your elbows aren't locked. You can feel that you can press down into your hands. Feel the shoulder girdle getting more space. So you're getting broad through your chest, broad through your upper back. And then make the left foot light without anything changing in your torso. Just bring your left knee up towards your left pit. Change. No rounding, no sinking. Bring your right knee up towards your right pit. Change. Left knee to left pit. Change. Right knee to right pit. Now lift your left knee out to the side like a dog going pee. Change. Right knee out to the side like a dog going pee. Change. Left knee. Change. Right knee. Now last part, keeping your core braced, push your left heel back behind you like a donkey kick. Keep the buttock engaged. Squeeze the hamstring and the glute just like we practiced when we were pushing into the blocks. It should be the same feeling as you hold the leg up. Change. Change. Make the hamstring and the glute work instead of your lower back sink to lift the leg. Change. Last one. And change. Then take child's pose or down dog, your call. Coming into down dog now if you're in child's. Walk your feet up to the front of your mat. Give your knees a little bend as you let your head drop. Feel the spine unwind. Descend your feet, open the toes, open the soles of the feet, and then roll yourself up to stand. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back into plank. Lower slow into chaturanga. Pause, hover, press right back up into plank. And lower slow into chaturanga. Pause, hover, lift back up into plank. Lower slow into chaturanga. You can modify knees down if you need to. Lift back up into plank. Lower slow. Last two. Lift back up into plank. Lower slow. Last one. Lift back up into plank. Lower slow. Lower onto your belly. Inhale into low cobra. Lower your chest back down. Then spread your shoulder blades on your back and draw them in. Squeeze the muscles in your back so the blades come in. Try not to harden from the lower back. Spread your shoulder blades on your back and squeeze. Feel the blades squeeze onto the back without thrusting the ribs into the ground. Now set the blades down onto your back without hardening from your ribs, and then start to roll the heart forward from that position so you can feel your back muscles turning on. Keep the thighs in neutral, tailbone lengthened out of the lower back. Hold here or roll up into upward facing dog, and stretch back into down dog. Look in between your hands, step or hop to the top. Inhale into a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back and lower to chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward dog. Bend your knees and look forward. Step or float up to the front. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back and lower, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Raise your right leg up behind you, and now feel the glute and the hamstring hold the leg up. Keep the lumbar long and the neck long. Don't harden your lower back or your neck. Shift into plank and pull your knee up to your chest. Step your foot all the way up to your thumb. Now put a bend in your back knee and drive down into this right foot, the big toe mound, the little toe mound, and the center of your heel. Now feel your strong hip start to bring you up. Lift up from your belly. Feel your hip support you. Keep the bend in your back knee, and we're going to raise the arms up overhead. So I want you to really feel yourself get into this front leg. Feel the support of the front leg. Bend the back knee just a little bit deeper. Bring your hands back down to the mat. Step back into plank pose. Holding your plank or do an optional chaturanga push-up. Stretch back into downward facing dog. Raise your left leg up. Feel the hamstring in the glute, keeping the lumbar and the neck long. Shift into plank and pull your knee up. Step your foot up to your thumb. Now put that bend in your back knee. You're going to hover it just above the mat. Press into the big toe, little toe mound, center heel. Feel your strong left hip support you. And then come up from your core. Raise your arms. Check to make sure that the left knee hasn't caved in at all, but is tracking with your left ankle. Now bend your back knee a little bit deeper. Turn your triceps forward, rotate from the outer armpits forward. Lengthen up past your fingers, reach through your arms, don't just let your arms hang lazy. Then bring your hands back down, step back into plank. Take an optional chaturanga push-up, or just stretch right back into down dog. From down dog, look in between your hands, step or float up lightly to the front. Inhale into a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Sit your hips back like you're in a chair. Now pause for a moment, get into the feet just like we did in that lunge. Then from your strong legs and core, upright your torso and raise your arms. So I want you to really feel it in your legs. It should be intense. Bring your fingertips back down, get a little bit deeper. Get into the legs, spread your toes. Feel it in the legs. Lift your belly, raise your arms. Stand and release your arms at your side. Should feel quadriceps turned on now, legs turned on to support you as you're standing. Inhale into chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back and lower into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Step your right foot for warrior one. Inhale, come up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your left foot, warrior one. Inhale, come up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Hold in your down dog and reconnect to your breath. Bend your knees and look forward. Step or float up. Inhale into a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale into chair pose. Get into the legs. Make sure you feel the legs. And then lift up from your core. Stand, Samasthiti. Inhale into chair pose. Get into the legs. Even if you have to separate the feet some or a lot. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Step or float back into chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your right foot, warrior one. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your left foot, warrior one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Bend your knees and look forward. Step or float up. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale into chair pose. Stand Samastiti. One more B salutation. Inhale into chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Step the right. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your left foot. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Hold in your down dog. Then step your right foot up to your right thumb. Put that bend in your back knee again. Come up into the crescent lunge with the bent back knee. Lower that back knee, get low. Now bring your arms right down at your side and lean out over your right knee. Feel the work in this hip as you start to straighten the back leg. Don't lock into your joints. Still feel that your right leg is supporting you. Same trip with your core. Now bring the hands down in front of you onto your blocks. Feel that you're on your right foot. Lean into that right foot, and then feel this strong right hip start to bring you up. Strong right leg. As you lift the back leg up towards hip height, feel your long spine. Try to make one long line from your back leg out through your spine. Now see if you can take one arm back behind you. Keeping this alignment. Don't strain, but do feel your right leg supporting you, your strong right hip. See if you can take the other arm back without the neck losing its length. Feel the spine still long and tall. Bend your right knee. Control yourself back into crescent. Raise your arms up. Bring your arms down at your side again. Lean out over your knee. Oh my gosh, you can feel that right hip on fire now. Set the left hand down and twist. Take your right arm up. Don't give up on the right hip. Feel all that work going. You still got it. Stay with it. Bring your right hand back down. Step back into plank pose. Take a vinyasa or just glide back into down dog, your call. Step your left foot all the way up to your left thumb and come into the lunge. So with that back knee bent, upright yourself. Keep the back knee low. Really feel it in your hip. Strong outer buttock. Start to lean out over your knee, still keeping the knee bent. Ooh. Then start to straighten your back leg as you bring the hands down onto the blocks. Blocks will go right underneath your shoulders. Now stay in the leg. Lean into your foot, keeping the left knee bent as you start to elevate the back leg. Stay in the left foot. Keep the mind focused on the work in your left hip as you start to grow the left leg towards straight. There's going to be a tendency to just lock into it and avoid the muscle working because your body naturally wants to go to the path of least resistance. Don't let that happen. Stay in that hip, stay in your foot. Grow your spine long, reach to your back leg. If the leg doesn't go all the way up without the lumbar sinking, that's okay. Be honest with yourself. If I try to lift up real high, I don't have as much flexibility in this hip, I'll just sink in my lower back. Now see if you can take one arm back, staying in that left foot, staying in the left hip. Don't let your neck take over. Don't let your spine twist. See if you can take the other arm back as well. Then bend your knee, step back into the crescent. Lean back out over your knee. Back leg strong now. Set your right hand down and twist. Stay in that hip. Don't give it up. I know there's a bunch of sensation. Be with it and breathe. Try to find a sense of balance through that intense sensation. Bring your hand back down. Step back into plank pose. Take a vinyasa or just stretch right back into down dog. Step your right foot up by your right thumb. This time, drop your back knee all the way down to the ground. As you inhale, come up. Now feel your ribs hug back towards the neutral position, and with your right hand, take a hold of your left wrist. We're going to stretch up and over to the right. So feel your left hip crease, left hip descending towards the knee. Feel the left buttock move in and the front of the hip stretching as you breathe into it. Then come back up. Arms to the side. Pull your right thigh bone back. Engage your right hip. And as you lean forward a bit, now lift your back knee up off the ground an inch. Start to lean out over your legs. We're going back into the warrior three. Hands come to the blocks. Lean into your foot. Pick your back leg up. Then put your block right in line with your big toe mound. Bring your right hand to your belly. Start to spin your belly, your ribs, and your chest so you're opening up to the side. See if you can keep the back leg strong. Stay in the right hip. And then maybe you can get enough twist to take your arm up. Bring your hand back down. Bend your right knee. Step back into crescent. Bring hands to prayer. Lean out over the knee and twist. Place your hands back down onto the mat. Step back for a vinyasa, or just go right back into down dog. Step your left foot. Lower your back knee. Inhale to come up. Raise your arms up. Now move your right buttock in. Feel the length as you take a hold of the wrist, reach up and over. Come back up. Lean yourself forward just slightly, curl your back toes under, lift your back knee up an inch. Then start to lean out over your knees. You go to place the hands on the blocks for the second round, warrior three. Lean into your foot, lift your back leg. Then bring one hand into the midline, start to spin your rib cage, and take your arm up. Bring your hand back down, bend your knee, step back in a crescent. Bring hands to prayer and twist. Place your hands back down onto the mat. Step back into down dog or take a vinyasa. Then bend your knees and look forward. Step or hop to the top. And squat down for crow pose or malasana for 5 breaths. So often I'll get the question like, really struggling getting into the crow pose, can't keep my legs up there, I can't get into the shape. That's just a sign usually that we need to spend more time in the flexibility in malasana. So if it's really challenging to try to pick up your malasana, make a better malasana, which is this pose. Just practice squatting, leaning into your feet. You can even go deeper and hook the heels. If you're already real familiar with crow, practice leaning into crow. Otherwise, I want to encourage you just to stay in this shape for at least 5 breaths, getting the body familiar with being in a squat, letting the back open up. When you're done with your 5 breaths, make your way back into down dog, through a vinyasa or not, your call. Good, now let's come into Vashisthasana, side plank. So roll onto the outside edge of your left foot and take your right arm up. As a modification, you can always set your knee down. As a variation, if you'd like to add on, go ahead and take your right big toe up and challenge yourself with Vashisthasana 2. I want to encourage you to think of all variations as advanced. It's only how you make the mind-body connection that really makes it advanced. So it doesn't matter which variation of the pose you're doing. You could just be practicing sitting with crossed leg. It could be the most advanced that I've ever seen. Just if you're aware of sitting in cross-legged, of the spine, the hips, the legs, if you have awareness in the body. Slowly change sides. Feel the length, especially through the shoulder blades and the spine. Feel the length through the neck. Your head isn't coming forward. It's not sinking to one ear or the other. Slowly come back into plank position. And then let's go into plank on our left forearm. So lower the left elbow down to the mat and take your right arm up. Feel the side body supporting you here, so you're not letting your left side droop towards the ground. Hold it up, press into your feet, and engage your legs. Change sides, bring the right elbow down, take the left arm up, reach down into that forearm, Make sure that your right side ribs aren't hanging towards the floor. Then bring your left elbow back down. So both elbows get a spot on the ground now. Brace in your core, hug the side ribs in, and now engage the right glute and hamstring. We're gonna see if we could lift the right leg up an inch. Squeeze in that butt, squeeze in the hammy. Change, lift the left up an inch. Change, lift the right up an inch. Change, lift the left. Change, lift the right. And then we're just gonna pulse it up 5 times. Change, lift the left. 2, 3, feeling the glute and the hamstring. 4, 5. Then take child's or downward dog, your call. Good, now come back into downward dog if you're in child's. Step your right foot for warrior 1. Open up to your side for warrior 2. Come into extended side angle, but I want you to really feel the awareness in your front leg, just like when you're doing those lunges. Feel that right leg supporting you. You can go a little deeper into it, you can lift out of it. It doesn't matter because you can really feel it turned on and supporting you. Inhale to come back into warrior 2. Reverse warrior, externally rotate your right arm and reach up. Vinyasa. Step your left foot, Vira 1. Inhale to come up. Open up to your side, warrior 2. Extended side angle. Feel your left leg, feel your left foot. Heel, big toe and little toe mound. You can go a little deeper, you can lift out because you're really feeling that that leg is supporting you. You're not collapsing into the joints at all. You could pulse the whole time because you got that strong leg supporting you. You don't have to, but you can, if you're not sure, try a little pulsing back and forth to make sure that the leg is supporting you. The knee isn't twisted in at all. Come back up. Reverse warrior. Come back to Vira 2. Now straighten your left leg and turn your toes in so your feet are parallel. Turn your legs to the right, and we're going to come into modified side angle. Feel free to use a block. Place your hand on the inside of your foot. Take your left arm up. Then wrap your left arm behind your back, half bind or full bind. Hold for 5 breaths. Then when Remember, your front leg is supporting you. You could let go of the floor and you could just shift back and forth into the leg, and you still feel those muscles holding you up. Now, start to press into the foot like you're curling the heel towards your back foot. Start to straighten the back leg halfway, keeping the hamstring turned on. Don't strain in your workaholic areas, the places in your body that want to take over. Those are the chronically tight and gripped areas. You can feel they'll want to take over. They'll try to do it. Ooh, tight neck. I'll do it. I'm used to being tight all the time. Chill out, tight neck. I'm trying to get the hamstring to work. Bend your knee, slide your hand, and step up. These are the conversations that I have to have with myself. Take the top arm up if you like. Oh shoot, there goes that tight neck and lower back trying to take over. Let's see if I can get the work in the leg instead. There we go, that feels much better. Now go for the full pose. Bend your leg and slide back. Utthita Trikonasana. Press into your feet, come up to stand. Turn your toes into your feet are parallel, clasp your hands behind your back or use a strap or a towel if you have tighter shoulders. Roll your shoulder heads back as you inhale, but hug your front ribs back into position as you exhale. Okay, then fold forward. Release that. Hook your big toes, and as you inhale, come into a flat back. Exhale, fold, bend the elbows out to the side. Inhale into a flat back. Now, bend your right knee and lunge to your right. You can hold here with the left foot down, or you could spin the left heel up. You can even angle your right toes out a little bit if you're feeling pressure in your knee. And change sides. In this pose, you should still feel the hips supporting you. Like you could lift your hands up off the mat and you wouldn't sink or fall over. Come back to center and walk your hands back, let your head drop. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Turn your left leg out and step your back leg forward. Now bring your hands into reverse prayer, or just press your knuckles together in your upper back. Step your left foot back about 3.5 feet. As you inhale, roll up through the thoracic spine into extension. And as you exhale, lengthen out over your right leg. Go halfway, pause. Now commit to the whole spine going forward and down evenly. Start from the lower back, then through the middle upper. Let the neck participate, but don't just let the head go independent of the rest of the spine. Feel it's a whole spine effort to get out over the leg. Tendency will be just to drop the head to the shin. Then press into your feet, come up to stand, step your back leg forward. Release your arms and press down into your left foot as you hug your right knee up to your chest. Hold there or take your big toe. And you're welcome to use a strap for this part, especially if it's difficult to straighten your leg while holding your big toe. Open your leg to the side. Bring your leg back to center. Now release the strap or the big toe, hold your leg up. Turn the thigh out as you stand tall. Cross the ankle above your left knee. Bring hands to prayer. Now start to sit back like you're sitting into a chair. Hold there. This might be a deep enough stretch for many people. So if that's the case, you're just going to hang out there. You might be able to go a little bit deeper and go elbows to shin. Try not to lose the length in your spine. You might be able to go a little bit deeper and go fingertips onto ground or hands onto blocks. You can hold there, or you can go into flying pigeon from this position. It's your call. If you haven't learned the flying pigeon variation yet, and that's something you want to work on, check out the arm balance course. That's the best way to learn those. Come back up to stand. Samastiti. Bring your hands behind your back again. Reverse prayer, press your knuckles together. Step the right foot back. Inhale, take the thoracic into extension, working your way from the bottom up. And exhale, lengthen out over your leg. Pause halfway. Now remember, the whole spine's got to move forward and down together. I'm totally cool with your head coming to your ankle as long as it's from the whole spine participating. Be in your feet. Press into your feet. Don't just hang. Strong, steady legs. Inhale, come back up. Step your back leg forward. Press down through your right heel as you hug your left knee up. Take the big toe or strap the foot and stretch the leg out. If your hamstrings are super tight too, I recommend doing these variations with support, or these poses rather with support. So just putting your heel on a chair in front of you and just standing tall so that you're not creating more tension for yourself as you're holding. Then open the leg to the side. Bring your leg back to center. Drop the strap, take your arms up. Turn the thigh out. Cross your ankle just above your knee. Then go towards where you went on the other side. Good job. Come back up to stand. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back into down dog or take a vinyasa. Step your right foot all the way up to your right thumb. Lower your back knee down. Now upright yourself and see if you can rock to the top of your knee, then reach back with your hand and catch your foot. Now, if this is too much pressure on your knee or it's straining in your lower back, you can stick with the variation that we normally do, where we're more pitched forward reaching for the foot, or you can just keep your hands down. Now in this variation, as you're holding your foot, back off just a little, and then I want you to start to move the buttock flesh in and down. And feel from the front of your left hip, you're getting taller up through the chest, up through the neck, and then start to bring the heel closer towards your butt. I'm on a pretty thick mat, so if this is aggravating your knee at all, fold your mat over, put a towel under. Okay, now release that one, and we'll change sides. Okay, so again, I lean forward just a little bit. I'm not in a very long lunge, and I'm just gonna see if I could catch the foot with both hands. Okay, so then I'm gonna try to bring myself right up over top of the knee, move the buttock flesh in and down, deepen the psoas and get tall through the psoas line. Down through the knee, up through the side chest. Buttock moves in and down as you stand as tall as you can over your knee. And release that. Stretch back into down dog. Then come to a kneeling position and go back into Supta Virasana or Supta Virasana preparation on the hands. And release that. Stretch back into downward dog. Look forward, step or hop up. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up. Exhale, Samastiti. Hug your left knee up to your chest. Then slide your left hand to your ankle, heel to the buttock. You got the buttock moving in, the hamstring engaging some, take your right arm up. Now you can just work on standing up tall, holding your foot, or from your strong hamstring and glute, start to lift the leg up behind you. Don't just hinge from your lower back. Now let the spine come up into extension, rolling up from the lumbar up into the thoracic as you start to tip into it. Feel your strong right leg supporting you, strong right glute, outer hip, glute med. Come back up and release. Change legs, hug your right knee up, slide hand to ankle, heel to butt. Just like in that stretch we were doing, stretch down and up through the psoas line. Take your left arm up. Strong left outer hip. You can even put a little bend in the left knee and then start to curl the hamstring and the glute and the back leg to lift the leg up. Same feeling as we had at the beginning of the class. Connecting it all. So using your muscles instead of just sinking into the joint. Anybody could just jam their leg up and fall into their left hip and tip super deep. Trust me, I've seen it. I've done it. I've been guilty. And come back up. Good job, I think. Did you do a good job? I don't know. I hope you did. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. I hope you're not just eating Captain Crunch and watching. Inhale to flat back. Step back into down dog or take a vinyasa. And then set your knees down onto the ground. preparation for Salamba Shirshasana. At this point, I'd like you to practice your inversion, so you can practice your handstand, headstand, or forearm balance. Whatever you're working on at the moment, we'll just take the next minute and a half to practice that. You know your foundations by now. Otherwise, we're going to set up the foundation for Shirshasana. So I'll let you do your thing. Setting up the foundation with Shirshasana with me. Center elbow underneath the center shoulder. Press the forearms down without the wrist twisting in or out. Imagine you're holding an egg in between your hands. You don't want to crush it or drop it. Now seal the forearms into the ground and feel the neck nice and long. Shoulder blades in a good position as you start to curl the toes and lift the knees. Now feel your core brace as you start to climb the hips up towards the sky. Don't let yourself sink into your shoulders. Keep the integrity of the rib cage that we felt at the beginning of class. Oh no, the sunscreen is going into my eyes. Ugh. Press your forearms, lift your hips. Now if you want to make it more challenging, raise one leg up. Then change legs. And make your way back to child's pose. Just rest. And then from child's pose, come to lie down onto your belly. Oh, milk was a bad choice before this. Okay, from your belly, let's bring the feet down. And then I just want you to see, using your muscles, keeping your lumbar nice and long, keeping your neutral integrity, how far can you hamstring curl your right heel to your buttock, feeling the glute and the hamstring bring the heel towards you. And then let's add the left. Okay, now let's see if we can start to bring them closer, maintaining the lower back space. Squeeze them as close as you can. Still feeling your lower back disc space. And then let's just see, can I reach back and grab my feet? Are they super close? It shouldn't be a big twist to reach back and grab them. Okay, then once you have them, decompress the lower back. Stretch the pelvic roots away from you, and then reach the top of your head straight ahead. I'm only interested in you decompressing at this point. Feel the ribcage move back to neutral. Now start to engage glutes and hamstrings without cramping from the lower back or squeezing from the lower back. And then if you'd like to go up from here, you can start to draw the shins back and roll the chest open. But for many, the lower back will take the burden. And for those, you just stay low and work on the quad stretch. And work on focusing on turning on the glutes and the hammies. Don't let the workaholic areas take over. Ooh, tight lower back. Ooh, tight neck. I'll do it. I'll do it. Don't let them. Lower yourself back down. Roll up into up dog or cobra. Stretch back into down dog. Come to seated. Lying on your back. Come up into bridge or Urdhva Dhanurasana. Lower yourself back down. Take a breath. And go back up. Should still feel that action that we had at the beginning. Don't just let yourself hang into it. But when you do that action, go up to like, if I hooked up like a pressure scale to you, and I was seeing how much pressure are you squeezing with your legs, let's go up just to 50%, and then be right there at 50%. Don't let it go above or below. Don't let the effort come from your neck or your jaw. Did you drop below 50 or did you go above? Right at 50. And then lower yourself back down. Okay, that's what we want to be looking for. Now hug your right knee into your chest as you stretch your left leg out. Change, hug your left knee in. Change, hug your right knee in. Change, hug your left knee in. Now curl yourself up in the middle and elevate your right heel up. Left hand comes to your ankle, right hand to the top of your shin. Feel your middle brace and stay in. And then change legs. Change legs. Change legs. See if you can curl up a little higher. Change legs. Change legs. And then see if you can straighten the top leg. Change legs. Bring it in bent. See if you can straighten it, keeping your abs in. Change. And straighten. Change. And straighten. Then bring both legs up, lower your head. Hold the legs as straight as you can. Imagine I tied a strap at the top of your thighs, the middle of your thighs, the bottom of your thighs, your ankles, your shins, legs in tight. And then tuck your buttocks up to the ceiling. Feel your abs turn on and then crunch up towards your feet. Tuck the buttock up, push it up. Lower back down. Again, sink the low abs, tuck the pubic bone of the chest, push the butt up, and lift up. Back down. Last one, tuck the buttock, lift up, and release, lower down. Open up your arms like cactus arms, but don't let it come from the ribs. Let your knees swivel to the left as you look to your right. If you'd like, you can deepen the stretch here by crossing your left ankle over your right knee. Come back to center, knees to the right as you look to your left. Come back to center. Oh, sorry, if you do the ankle cross, do that. Okay, now back to center. Hug the knees in. Take happy baby. And then roll yourself up to seated. Sit up tall in Dandasana. Bring your right knee in towards you. Now I want you to notice as your right knee comes in, how your whole body wants to sink back to accommodate the right leg. So if that's the case, you're gonna put a block underneath you. Hug the shin in and sit up as tall as you can. Root down just as much as you're thinking about lifting up. Balance rooting down through the sit bones and decompressing the spine as you twist to your right. You can even put a block behind you if you wouldn't want a block, depending on how long the arms are. T-Rex arms, you might need a longer block, taller block. Good, release that. Ooh, feels nice to twist. Slide the left knee in. Closer this leg comes in, the more you're gonna wanna sink back. Don't do that. Wrap your arm around or hook the elbow and twist. Don't let your right leg just go into Savasana. Keep the right leg active like you're pushed against the wall. Go right to the 50% mark with your effort. Lifting, opening. Don't go past, don't go below. Can you pin that gauge right at 50%? Don't overdo from your tight, overworked areas. Let them calm. Come back to center. Then sit off the block if possible for Janu Shirshasana. We'll bend the right knee back and start to stretch out over your left leg. You can use the strap, working flat back variation, or going all the way out over your leg. Come back up, change sides. Now in today's class, I am working with this little bend in the knee so I can help to feel the support of the back of the leg, just like we've been doing throughout the whole class. And what I'm noticing when I do that little bend is I can feel my pelvis rotating better and my spine moving better than as opposed to how I do it just with the straight leg. Now, one isn't right or wrong, and I can work it one way one day and work it the other way the other day. So just feel what the benefit, what you gain and what you lose. Is always what my teacher used to say. She'd say, okay, well, what are you gaining when you do the variation? Well, I can move a little bit better. What do you lose? I don't feel as intense a sensation maybe. I don't feel that maybe certain parts of my back aren't stretching as much, or my hip or something. Okay, just be aware of that. Think of the practice each time you come into a pose. You got to look at it like you're doing it for the first time. Zen mind, beginner's mind. Come back up. Then cross your legs and fold forward, or take double pigeon or single pigeon. Coming into final hip opener time. Come back up, change the cross, and go forward. So I've realized a couple of things. I remember when I used to take AA Ashtanga classes and Vinyasa yoga classes with teachers, I said, "Oh my God, this is so hard. It's so freaking hard." And then, but when I did it at home, it wasn't as hard. I was, why is it not as hard when I do it at home? Because it was hot as hell in those rooms. I'm doing this sequence out in the sunlight. I'm like, holy smokes. Remember how hard those classes used to be? Just 'cause it was so damn hot. So if you're looking for more of a challenge, just turn up your heat in your room or something. I don't know. Come back up. Stretch your legs out. We're going to go for the little bend today. I want you to dig the heels towards you a bit, and then start to use your body to control yourself forward. Take a hold of your feet. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale. Now control the spine forward and down. Lie down onto your back for final spinal twist before we go into Savasana. Oh, I got really exciting Savasana breathing meditation for you today. So whatever twist you want to do here for your final twist, I'm going to do the knee over knee twist, but you could do any twist you like. Arms spread out to the side, cross knee over knee, shift hips to the right a bit, and let your legs go over to the left. Back to center. Change the cross. Hips over to the left a little, knees to the right. Come back to center and stretch yourself out for Savasana. Now take a slow, steady breath in for 4 counts. And breathe out for 7 counts. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep this breath pattern going to help to activate the parasympathetic, the rest and digest. Doing longer exhalations will help your body to calm. In for 4. Out for 7. Feel your feet and your legs get very heavy. Especially as you exhale, feel your hips and your lower back. Heavy into the ground. Let them drop. Let the upper back, shoulders, hands and arms very heavy, 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 heavy. Completely let go of them. Let them sink into the ground. The neck, the jaw, the tongue. Back of the skull heavy into the ground. The toes, the fingers. Every muscle in the face drops. Tension in the scalp, drop it. Let it go. It's too heavy to hold, let go. Keep the breath going, but don't strain at all to do it. If it's making you tense up, do less. Each time you go for the 7-second count exhalation, feel your body get heavier and drop further. When you take the 4-count in-breath, feel it go down to your belly. Now let go of the breath control. Completely let go. Don't try to control anything in the body. Imagine like you're hovering above the body, watching a body completely surrendered on the ground. You have no control over it. You're just watching, observing. Just observing a body having some experience on the mat. Then come back into the body, refreshed and renewed, grateful for all the benefits that the practice brings you, thanking yourself for taking the time to be dedicated to the practice. Now bend your knees, roll to your side, and gently press yourself up. Whew. Thank you. Namaste. Hey, if you finished this video all the way, that's pretty amazing. Let me know in the comments below. And also, if you're someone who is able to stick with this video, then I'm gonna highly recommend that you check out the Conscious Movement community for an advanced variation of this class, where we do some side crow, some advanced arm balances, some advanced back bends. And also on there, you'll find, on the Conscious Movement community, you'll find my arm balance series, the handstand course, all my workshops, tutorials, they're all on there. And it's $15 a month. I'm gonna give you over the next 2 weeks a free trial to check it out. So you have 2 weeks to see if you like it, see if it's something you're into. The link is below in the description. You just click the little arrow to open the description. It's the first link. It's called the Conscious Movement Community. If you can't find that link, you can just go to my website, yogawithtim.com, and then you can click in the top, the Conscious Movement link to find it there. Hey, do me a favor, take a moment to subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications so you don't miss any future uploads. I was noticing about half the people who watch aren't subscribed. So dude, just do me a solid and subscribe. And hit the like button while you're at it. Thanks so much. I really appreciate you being a member of this community. I'll see you next time, and have a good one.